Hello, it's Big Chuds, and this is the Trading Encyclopedia Daily Education series on my YouTube at Chuds Trading. You can find me on Twitter at Big Chuds and Bitcoin Live, where I am a founding analyst. For today's lesson, we're going to talk about the rounding bottom and rounding top. Here's a quick AI overview. You can pause and read it. There is an error here, though. It talks about the volume profile in the top. It's incorrect. You actually want to see high volume as the price is falling, not on the initial rise. We'll get into that in a second, but just here's a general overview for you, and you can pause and read that. But here's a visual. And so here with the rounding bottom, this works with the concept of bottoms and tops. They're slow to form, right? Unlike what you think of as a sharp V reversal. This is a U. It's a slow pausing. You have the red light turning orange and then turning green. Same way on the opposite in the top, you have the green light turning orange and then turning red. So the rounding bottom and rounding top. And this is generally describing the arc of the consolidation. It doesn't have to exactly fall along the bottom here. You can have bounces in the middle while this consolidation pattern is forming. For example, here, you have all these bounces to the peak, and then eventually it does break out when it breaks out over a well-defined peak. Same here with the top, the rounding top. This is a good illustration to show you of how you're going to play it. You'll want to wait for it to complete, for the pattern to complete, for it to break, in this case, the trough, for the topping pattern, and for the bottom for it to break the peak. Now, a rounding bottom can also be part of a continuation pattern called a cup and handle that many of you are familiar with. When a cup and handle works best as a continuation, so you have a move up, the price pauses, it starts to form some type of a rounding bottom, and then you get maybe an even smaller one or some type of a structure here. It could be a flag, kind of anything, but consolidation after reaching the peak and forming this cup. So the cup in the cup and handle, it is itself a potential rounding bottom type structure. We see another example here of the rounding bottom with these little bounces in between. And this is an example of the continuation variety. You can see there's a move up and it's forming the continuation variety. I've shown you in bar chart. Now you can also see in Japanese candlesticks what this might look like as well. And you can see the volume here is starting to rise at the right side. So that's what you'd want to see. So for a rounded top, price move up, it's slowly forming this rounding type structure. You want to see the volume increasing on the right side here, suggesting distribution. In the rounding bottom, you have the move down. Again, you want to see volume increasing on the right side or the right wall of this pattern, showing that there is accumulation, that there are buyers stepping in, and to give you more confidence to take a trade on the break of the trough. You're still not going to execute until you break the peak, as with any of these patterns, right? We don't want to get chopped out. We don't want to mess around in the middle of the channel. But this is essentially a good overview of what a rounding bottom and a rounding top look like. And this is the Trading Encyclopedia Daily Education series on my YouTube at Chuds Trading. Find me on Twitter at Big Chuds and Bitcoin Live, where I'm a founding analyst. Thank you, folks. And I'll talk to you soon. Big Chuds out.